Austin, it's just been amazing. I came with an open mind, expecting the unexpected, to see what would happen and how what would unfold. And after having covered so many great African athletes at the World Championships and Olympics, it was something special personally and professionally to come to the continent for the first time, and to arrive in Lagos and then go over to Asaba and be there at the event. It has just been an amazing experience to see the athletes, and then also to see the love from the fans and how the stands are packed every day for the event. It's just been incredible.
Mm. And you've covered a lot of world championships. You've mentioned the Olympics also. With what you saw in Asaba, does Africa have the potential to rule the world of athletics?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure my colleague touched on it, Otto Bolden, a couple of times during our broadcast, and maybe even with you, about just the sheer numbers in the population here on the continent, as well as in this country of Nigeria. And there is no question. It's just a matter of being able to capture that talent early for someone, the right eyes to see it early, and then put athletes and people in a place to develop and get them ready. You've already had the history on this continent and in this country of Nigeria to show the way. Now it's just about seeing and identifying the talent early and giving them a place to be able to train, see the big picture of where their talent can take them, with the beauty of the flag draped behind them, the power, the experience, the history before, those great names who've already been there on those, and then get those young people to say, I want to do that. But they have to have a way, an avenue to get there. So there's no question, with the sheer numbers in the country and on the continent, there's no question that Africa can always be a strong performer and potentially one day dominate.
And athletics is so huge in the United States, and the collegiate system is also productive. How can we, emulate what is happening in the United States?
Yeah, but we have an interesting dynamic in the United States. I mean, American football, basketball, baseball, these are all big sports, right? And track and field, for some strange reasons, we call it there, athletics, it hits its peak every 4 years, right? And you see all these incredible stories as we begin to build toward the Olympic stage. And then for some strange reason, Austin, when the games are over, it seems like everything kind of falls off the cliff in America, and that's always perplexed me. But one of the things I learned as an athlete, when I began to go to Europe to compete for the first time, at first I was frustrated that I had to go to Europe to compete and earn a living and to be appreciated and loved. And then I realized what an incredible blessing it was to be able to travel and explore the world and get to know people and cultures and then compete and be paid and do what I did. So what we have to do in the United States is try and get people to realize that these great stories and these great performances should be able to sustain us throughout the 4-year cycle of the games. The World Championships helps because in our home network of NBC, we're carrying those World Championships as well as other Diamond League events on other channels within the system of television there. But in Europe and maybe even in Africa, you have an advantage because if soccer or football is the biggest sport here, then maybe athletics is right there as a number 2. Whereas in the United States, we have other sports that are really dominating, and track and field is battling to be relevant. The key is the stars, the personalities, and when you have a Bolt kind of evacuate the scene from Jamaica, he was a transcendent athlete that was more than Jamaican. He was global. So the question is, who's the next one? And maybe in the United States we have 1 or 2 names that will be the next ones to begin to fill that void, but it's going to take a big effort. So again, the battle is between the different sports, and it's up to the federations, and it's up to the federations to try and promote those names and keep them relevant throughout the 4-year cycle of the games.
Are we going to see Lewis in Nigeria again?
Absolutely. I only need one thing, Austin, an invitation. And I'll come back.
Thank you.